Can you believe that's cottage cheese? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Whoa, look at that. Look at how scoopable that is. It is really creamy and really good. That is also a 10 on 10. Cottage cheese in ice cream. The day has finally arrived. And if you're thinking that's kind of weird, well, I mean, it is kind of weird, but it tastes so good. So we're gonna start out with about 2 cups of cottage cheese for this. And it's as simple as dumping everything into a blender, getting it silky smooth, and then popping it in the freezer. But I want to talk to you for a second about what brand or what type of cottage cheese you'll want to use. I typically like using a full fat cottage cheese. So actually full fat equals 4% milk fat, or in this case, it's made with whole milk and also small curd. This particular brand is the best for any sweet use of cottage cheese because it actually is a little bit on the more sweeter side naturally. Yeah, it has no added sugars, but 4 grams of sugar. So this is gonna be fantastic for use in a ice cream recipe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get 2 cups of cottage cheese into my blender. Oops. Oh, at least I didn't get anything on my sweater this time. They really should make these things easier. So you can see it's not as lumpy as some of the other brands that you might find in the market, which I really love. So we're gonna get 2 cups straight in here. Turns out it's about the whole package. So, you know, if you're making this at home, just go ahead and dump the whole thing in and save yourself a measuring spoon. And this is where you get to play around quite a bit. I like using maple syrup for the sweetness, but you can also use honey or just sugar or simple syrup even, totally up to you. And we're gonna need about 1/4 cup of a sweetener of choice. So I am using maple syrup. And this is where you can get creative. You can stick to a simple vanilla ice cream. You can add peanut butter for even more protein. I am gonna stick to just a simple vanilla. Measure this with your heart again, or not. You can add a teaspoon. It's totally up to you. That's a lot of vanilla, but I like it vanilla. Now we're just gonna give this a whiz. There's actually an ice cream feature on my Vitamix, so I'm gonna use that, but you can just blend it on about whatever your mid speed is for, let's say, a minute, minute and a half. Can you believe that's cottage cheese? I mean, seriously. Look at how creamy that is. I can't even resist this. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a taste test. That is so good. If you want to just keep it plain vanilla, you can, but you can also add any mix-ins. Like if you want to add a little bit of peanut butter or you want to add a little bit of chocolate chips, like now would be the time to do it. So let's get to it. So now we're just gonna take a freezer-safe container and transfer this silky smooth cottage cheese mixture. Oh my goodness, look at that. I try to avoid sugar for my baby, but I just might give her some of this. Get every last drop of that out. By the way, if any of you have any tips for getting all the stuff that's stuck on the blade out without mutilating your fingers, I am all for it. Leave me a comment. Okay, I think I've done that justice. So just smooth this out. And this is when you might want to add your mix-ins. I am adding some semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can add any kind of chocolate chips really, but this is what we had in our house. So I'm just popping some in, and I'll mix this in just a second. Another example of measuring with your heart. If you want to dump the whole bag in, you really should. And I'm gonna add a drizzle of peanut butter in here as well. I'll finish off with a little bit more peanut butter, but before that, let's mix this in, okay? And then we're gonna grab a tiny bit more peanut butter, make it look pretty. We are all done. Cover it tightly, and we're gonna put this in my freezer now. And then this goes straight in the freezer. We're gonna let that sit for 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, and then we'll be back. It's ready. Time to taste test. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Whoa, look at that. That is so good. Look at how scoopable that is. Wow, tastes like the best froyo I've ever had. It is really creamy and really good. That is also a 10 on 10. I wouldn't have believed you if you told me there was cottage cheese in that ice cream.